Hello family and welcome back to the Ebony Odyssey. My name is Jermaine Long and I am a servant of the Most High God. I really appreciate you for coming along and as always, enjoy the journey. Today's message is titled Simple Black American Rich. Simple Black American Rich. 4 words, right? We have to think about that. But before I get into it, my support scripture for the day comes from Proverbs 1, verse 22, and it reads, "How long will you simple ones love simplicity? You scoffers be eager to scoff. You dullards hate knowledge." This right here, as my normal reading, I've just come across this one today, and it's just on my mind that the people here, or some people on the continent in various locations, whether it be Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, wherever you may be, they can see the TV and they can see the wealth from the good parts of America. And they can see the situation that they may find themselves in. It's true, everybody is not rich in a sense, or everybody does not have the most, desirable living conditions. But it's just not as simple as I'm an American and I am rich, especially being a Black American. So, right? Coming here, you have to have that understanding because people will look at you in that sense that you are a Black American and you're rich. And that's simple, right? It's simple. This is what we see on TV and this is what we assume. We don't know you, but we know if we do certain things, we may be able to take advantage of the situation. Get to know people, right? Before you start doing some kind of business with people. I've been here 3 years now. I've been many places and I get to talk to many people. And my understanding is to test everything, to test them to see how they can be trusted. Can they be trusted with a little? Can they be trusted with a lot? Or can they not be trusted at all? Each and every one of these people may lie to you. But the difference is you're trying to figure out how much can you trust a certain person with. So I want to break down this scripture and what my thoughts were for it, right? The first one, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? See, people, they think it's just as easy to say, oh, go to the bank and, you can pull out $1 million. You can just do whatever. Like you haven't worked for it. Do you understand what the nights of school were for? What the staying up late was for? What the working 2 shifts were for? All of the things we had to endure to obtain the wealth that we have, to create any residual income that we may need while we are abroad, to stay, to make things happen. All we have to go through to get here. Everyone who has left, it's no easy task. You had to leave with your own money, the money that you made, the money that you saved to get to a place. But people think it's simple, and it's not. The next part is, you scoffers, be eager to scoff. When you're building something and when you're doing something that people don't understand, it's not easy to understand why you would leave, a good job, or why you would leave a developed country. They don't understand the reason why you would do what you are doing. We can all say God put it on our heart, but when nobody understands who God really is, they can never understand your heart. Knowing our heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. No one could know it but God. With knowing this, they're going to be eager to scoff. They're ready for your failure. They're ready for your mistakes. They're ready for your mishaps, miscues. The closest people to you are ready to say, I told you so. How does that make you feel when you're moving forward? When you're doing something that God has put on your heart and you see it's taking time, but you see it coming to fruition slowly but surely. You being patient, you being methodical, you being continued in your dedication and your devotion to what God has placed before you gets you there, right? It's like Nehemiah building the wall. It was so many distractions that came up against Nehemiah when he was trying to build a wall. Everybody want to get him to come do this or get him to come do that. They already scoff and they hate because you are moving forward in your purpose. You can't move forward in another person's purpose. You can't make somebody understand your purpose. Only God can do that. Sometimes we ain't praying enough. I know me, I've tried my best, but I ain't praying enough for people because I ain't got no hate toward nobody. But I know to move forward, I can't be worried about what they think. I have to stay focused on the task in front of me. And this is what Anybody coming to the continent is going to have to realize. The next part, you dullards hate knowledge. You can't explain some things to some people. Some just ain't going to get it. Some don't want to get it, right? Dullards, some person that don't have knowledge. They hate it. Some people just hate knowledge. I remember we had a meeting of minds here with a group of men that, it's been good to talk to, have a little bit of an outlet. We had a meeting of the minds, right? And we, talked about our previous experiences. And I talked about, a place that I used to work, and I loved the place, right? I loved the people there. But my time there was going to be short because I had a bigger purpose. And when I was there, I told them, hey, I told them about school. I told them about houses. I told them about, the real estate. I told them about, investments. I told them about many things that they needed to do. And not many people picked up the ball and ran with it. Now, I can't be mad at that. To each man his own. But this was knowledge. This is the knowledge that you can acquire to obtain your freedom. I've worked many jobs, but I've been freer than most people because of the knowledge and wisdom that God gave me. Free to understand that, hey, I can go this way and I can go that way. I don't necessarily have to be stuck in this position. I don't have to conform to what the world wants me to conform to. That 8 hours a day, that 40 hours a week, that keep your head down and work. I didn't have to conform to that. God allowed me the freedom to hold my head up and see the things coming toward me and to move accordingly. I say stay alert, stay alive, but I've been doing this since high school, to look up and to see the challenges ahead. How do I navigate? Dullards hate knowledge, but those who seek knowledge, those who seek God, they're going to get past it. Depending on God is the only thing that's going to get you past these times. A lot of people are waking up to the hardship now. The devil has literally just rocked them to sleep. They've kept them complacent. They're stuck in the same position. They haven't moved forward. They haven't made any advancement in anything else. And now guess what? The door is closing. The times are harder than ever. People are more angrier than ever before. I don't look back at the West much because it ain't nothing but shooting and killing, stealing, robbing, lying, everything that God detests. And I'm sorry, it's a lot of that all over the world, but it's just more prevalent in a place where I come from. I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to make my way. It's not the same as it was before. I got a lot of things in front of me, a lot of hurdles that I got to jump over. But if I'm focused on something else, if I'm allowing scoffers to scoff, if I'm allowing dullers to waste my time and the knowledge that I'm giving them, if I'm letting the simple distract me from the goal, then that's my fault. I have to be held accountable. I have to move accordingly. Do not let anyone stop you from what God has put on your heart or he has purposed you for, to spread the gospel. I've been using this downtime. I guess I haven't saw y'all in a long time or spoken with y'all anyway. And I use this whole time. I've been constantly pouring into my children. And all I ever say is, man, I wish I would have recorded that. That would have been good to share. But today's the message. Don't let the simple ones continue to love simplicity. It takes more than that. Don't let the scoffers continue to scoff. Show them everybody will hate your greatness because God has made you great. You had to be to get to the point where you are now. Not many people can make it through what you've been through. And don't waste your knowledge on people who just want to hear themselves talk. They don't care about any improvement. They don't care about getting better. Let them be who they gonna be. And you go and be who you're supposed to be. Because if you're God's chosen, you're God's chosen. Nobody can do anything with that, or nobody can do anything to you. Anyway, family, I appreciate you for coming along. And as always, enjoy the journey.